Now to get into why we are in Byron and at this home. Two Rivers Habitat for Humanity teaming up with Family Service Rochester to help install a ramp for a Rochester couple. The man is in a wheelchair. His name is Bob, and he needed a ramp at his home to make life more accessible, a little bit easier to get in and out of his home because of his wheelchair. Yesterday we told you a little bit about that story, and today we're going to go more in depth with the people who are involved, as well as the heart that is behind this project. We will begin with Family Service Rochester and their involvement in this project. Let's start with the project and how Family Service Rochester got involved. This isn't normally a project that y'all would do, or is this kind of something that you guys get involved in a lot?
Yeah, so our hope is that we would do projects like this, but unfortunately these are larger projects and we work mainly with volunteers. So finding the right volunteer group to be able to do a large project like this can be difficult. We recently were awarded a large grant from Meals on Wheels of America and the Home Depot Foundation to help vets and veteran spouses with home modifications such as this to be able to live more independently and safely in their homes. So being able to have that funding to help pay for that has been huge. So we've been able to do larger projects like this, but even smaller ones, from grab bars to railings to siding. I mean, those are larger projects, but it's been really a win-win for us.
You guys rely so heavily on grants, federal dollars, state dollars, volunteers. I know you do fundraisers that help, but in this day and age of COVID, all this is hard. It's hard to get volunteers and to get those kinds of dollars. So how was Family Service able to really secure what was needed for this particular project? So
this project, we applied for this grant pre-COVID.
Okay.
So we received this before that. It started and kicked off in May, but we knew, quite a bit before that we were awarded this grant. So this was applied for way before that. And actually, volunteer-wise, I can't tell you how many new volunteers we've had. It's been outstanding how many people have reached out to us.
What do you attribute that to?
I've had a lot of people that say, call and say, I'm furloughed, what can I do?
So in one way, COVID has helped.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we've had so many new volunteers want to help with, Meals on Wheels. Meals on Wheels has doubled with the amount of folks that are quarantined at home and need meals. So we've needed more volunteers for that. And more volunteers who want to do outside projects like this, that they can maintain their social distancing. So we're still, even though for a while we weren't going into people's homes, there's still a lot of projects that need to be done outside of someone's homes. Lawn mowing, raking, window washing, all of these things still need to happen. The lawn still grows with COVID.
Indeed it does.
Yeah.
Mine does too.
Yeah.
You've talked to Bob, and after hearing that he was going to be able to get this and have this project done, I have to imagine there was some emotion that went along with it, and now we're in the project, so that emotion is like, when are they going to be done, probably?
Yeah.
Walk me through that.
Yeah. So we were able to, talk with Bob and Janice about their needs. And Bob uses a wheelchair and a walker. So for him to safely go in and out of his home when Janice is at work is extremely difficult for him.
How much do we take something like that for granted?
Exactly. Just leaving your home and be able to walk out into your backyard is something that unfortunately Bob was not able to do safely with the stairs that they had on this deck here, and there's stairs in the back of their house. So being able to have this ramp put up for him is going to enable him to, while Janice is at work or just he's home, he can safely go in and out of his home and not feel so homebound. Yeah. So it's going to make a huge difference in his life.
Let me take a break. When we come back, the heart behind Family Service Rochester is something that maybe people don't know. We know about the services. We know about the program, Meals on Wheels is so very well known. But the heart behind it and the people who work for it for a specific reason, that's what I want to get into. Continue my conversation with Jessica Thornton, who is with Family Service Rochester. We're talking more, not so much about this project, but the heart behind what Family Service Rochester does. They help a lot of people. This is just one of the projects of many that will help so many people throughout a lot of communities in this area. We're talking with Jessica Thornton, who is with Family Service Rochester, and a special project that is being done in collaboration with a couple of groups, not just Family Service Rochester, but also with Habitat for Humanity, Two Rivers. And it's so incredibly important. I don't think people often appreciate how important something like this. Before the break, I was saying, let's talk about the heart behind it, the people who work for your organization. This isn't just a job. Like when I talk to a lot of people, they got to go to work, and there's work involved. But there's also something to be said for people who work for nonprofits or for agencies that specifically are designed to help people. You work in the senior independent?
Senior independence, yeah.
Yep, the portion of Family Service Rochester. And why did you start in that position? And what have you seen it kind of grow into or develop into since you've been there?
Yeah. So I've been with Family Service Rochester for going on 2 years, and a big change. I was at the Post Bulletin for many years before that and switched from working with children to seniors. What I love every day is, being able to go to work and talk with these homeowners about the needs they have, that they need to happen in order to stay living independently in their homes. That's our ultimate goal, is to help someone be able to live independently as long as they can.
When you hear their stories,
yeah,
do you think, God, I wish I could just do something personally? Because
Exactly.
we get involved. I go out and I do these interviews, and I'm
Yeah.
thinking, well, I can help with this. I can help with that.
Yes.
Give me a hammer.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not very good at it,
exactly.
but
and
you feel
I
that
would,
personal connection.
If I could do that with every homeowner, I would. And I'm probably told many times at work, Jessica, you know, no, we can't. But there's times when we take a lunch and we go and help someone, or we grab our shovels and we help too. But it's volunteers such as, this group, the Byron Lions Club, Casa Manorville Lions Club, and then partnering with Habitat. It's the volunteers that, I can be thanked all day long. It's the volunteers that go out and actually do the work. So without them, none of this would be possible.
What have you heard from Bob and Janice?
Yeah, so it sounds like, Bob is emotional about this. They're excited that it's happening. But it can also be a sense of pride, having to ask, ask for help.
Yeah.
But they're so grateful, both of them, and that is why, just one of the many reasons I love working in this industry, in this department, because just every day you leave feeling like you've accomplished something and helped someone in need. And we're working together. We're empowering them, we're helping them be able to, like I said, live more independently.
Our seniors can be often an overlooked part of the population. We hear that in a lot of different aspects. But for Bob, who is also a vet, and people appreciate our veterans so very much, but then sometimes we lose sight because we get busy with our day-to-day life. Something like this, though, shows that appreciation. And Bob's reaction, as you were just saying, there's pride involved. But when people step in and say, we want to help you because not only do you need this, but we respect what you've done in your past. He doesn't talk a lot about
He doesn't.
that, does he?
But yeah, Bob was a Navy veteran that he served in Vietnam. So he was on the battlegrounds and fought for our country. So this is something that everyone is deserving, but Bob has done a lot for this country.
A lot of people are very grateful for what Family Service Rochester does. Being able to get those meals, even through a pandemic, getting the help and the volunteers. I couldn't encourage people more to contact your office to see what they can do to partner with you, to support you.
Yeah. Thank you. We very much appreciate that.
BC6 News Tonight, I'm Betsy Singer, where we're on location in Byron talking about a program that is going to help a U.S. veteran. Through Two Rivers Habitat for Humanity and Family Service Rochester, funding has been secured. Volunteers have been showing up to help put in a ramp. We're talking about this and going in depth about it because it is so important to individual families to have this kind of support. And for the people who this is helping, Janice and Bob, they couldn't be more appreciative. I spoke with the head construction manager about the project itself, but also the emotion that goes into something like this and why he does what he does. So you have to be kind of patient then to be able to show them, and this work is not easy work.
Yeah, volunteers, they don't realize how much they actually know. You know, it's that first step that can be difficult when you hand them a power tool. They're sometimes apprehensive, but as soon as they get going, they pick it up fast, and then they get to enjoy it. They don't realize, you know, their knowledge and their capability in construction, and they have a good time once they get going.
Tell me about what you all are doing. I know you're building a ramp, but get me a little bit more specifically into this project.
Yeah, absolutely. So we got this project. We partner up with Family Services of Rochester. They came to us to lead the construction phase of it, the design and the construction. So I took it on about a month ago, and I've never designed anything like this before. Usually I'm only in the construction. I already have the plans with me. So
you design homes and help build homes for Two Rivers Habitat.
Yeah.
This is different.
Correct. I don't even design the homes for Two River Habitat, Two Rivers. I get the design already, and then we build it according to plan. For this one, I needed to come up with a plan. I visited the home multiple times. We thought of different ways that could work until finally landed on this design that we submitted to the city and got it approved.
Somebody thinks it's a ramp. You put boards together, you make it easy to get into someone's home. There's a lot more to it than that.
Exactly, and what makes it difficult here is it's a smaller lot, and so
you have distance constraints.
Exactly, you have setbacks and you have lot lines that are small.
There is a lot more than physical involvement with doing something like this. I have to think it's much more gratifying. Let me take a quick break and we'll talk about kind of the spirit and the heart behind what you're getting out of this. We are on location in Byron talking about a project that is going to put in a ramp at a home for a U.S. veteran and his wife, something that is so important to this couple in particular. But projects like this are so important for people throughout our communities. And in a time that we are in a pandemic, a lot can get done, but there's so much that can't get done. So we wanted to go in depth on this project to learn more about not only the organizations helping, the couple that it is helping as well, but also what is available for you to be able to maybe volunteer. The head of the construction project here, Alfonso Burton, talks more about the emotion and why he does this kind of work specifically. As we're talking about the construction of a ramp between Two Rivers Habitat and Family Service Rochester collaborating on this program, Alfonso Burton is the construction manager?
Correct.
Okay. The time that you spent in Texas and working for a for-profit organization is a lot different than what you do here. Tell me kind of what happens with you as you leave, not just a project like this, but as you're building homes for people who are helping build these homes, who are part of the projects. It's got to be a lot different than what you used to do.
Oh, absolutely. I think for a for-profit organization, you are pushing people to get things done. You know, you want them to get in there, do it fast, do it right. You're asking them, where are you? You need to be here. You know, you're more aggressive as a project manager because those people are getting paid for it, you know, rightly so. For-profit is different. People are coming in because they want to work, they want to volunteer their time. They don't have a lot of experience, they want to learn.
What have you learned about Bob and Janice? Because the work that you do for the people you're actually helping I have to imagine you get to know them pretty well.
Yeah, I've had multiple conversations, visits with Bob, Janice. I spent more time with her. It's been great because we talked about this project. I mentioned that I visited the home multiple times as we were trying to figure out the best solution or best approach for this design. I was able to speak to her on a solution for her need. So having that conversation and open communication with the homeowner, it's great because I want to give her a solution to her problem and not create another one.
Yeah. I have to imagine when you leave a job site, whether it's this one or when you're building a home, there's frustrations in anything that we do. But going home knowing that you are appreciated and you work for an organization that I know appreciates you. I know those people.
Yeah.